13604.88. 89, is that? Now take a second and make sure that you can get this. Georgie, hopefully this is starting to come back now at this point, okay? Take a second and make sure you get that number. If you're unable to, please raise your hand or your paw and make sure that you can get that. This is very important. I'm seeing who's awake here. So 1.04, right? You might have just times it down. Okay, and this is a word question, which means we need a word answer. The word answer is going to be this. Therefore, then we'll have $13,604.89 after 4 years. Now, here's the thing about money, okay? That's a good deal. If Ben goes to the bank, he ends up with $3,604 extra. That's good. What's the problem, though? There's only one problem. The problem is Ben has lost access to his $10,000 for that time, right? Like he can't touch it in there. It's been in there. So we'll get to better equations where even the money is being removed. But this is one where he takes a lump sum, his $10,000, locks it away, opens up the box again, and the money is grown. That's what these questions are. All right, example 3. How do you call you, George or Alexander? Alexander. Alexander will sell his house when it reaches, we'll say, 800,000. If it is now 300,000 and houses increase by 6.2% each year, how long will it take? Now, the advantage to tests and assignments and your homework tonight even is this whole paragraph is printed for you already, okay? So that's a major advantage as far as the speed of these questions, all right? Because the longest part of this question, once you get good at them, will be the writing of the paragraph. I don't think I'm exaggerating much on these, okay? So it says here, Alexander will sell his house when it reaches $800,000. That's one of my personal dreams, to be honest. What I'm going to do is when my kids turn 18, Jack, I'm sorry, Jack, if you're listening to this one day, I'm going to lock the doors, okay, throw away the key and sell my house, and my wife and I are going to move into a little 2-bedroom place, and any extra money that I have in my house, I'm going to go on vacations for the rest of my life. That's the dream. Jack will not be staying for his 5th year. Sorry, once he leaves. You'll find he'll be staying for his 5th year, but not his 6th, 7th, or 8th year. The 5th year is it. Okay, that's it.
8 years the best, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's like Ben saving up family going to university when he's like 26. Okay, back to this here though. Okay, so I'm going to start with Georgie. Georgie, can you be brave and recite from memory or from the paper the pain formula, please? Go ahead. Good. Okay, so then I'm going to write P-A-I-N on the board. Now this one is a little bit trickier. I'm still going to pick on people, but I want you to be cautious in your answers. No offense, okay? Go ahead, please, Curtis. What do you know, please?
P equals 300,000.
Very good. Now, why is, so this has confused my M class and my 3U's in the previous years. Why is P going to be 300 and not 800?
This is 300, it's independent.
Yeah, the starting value is 300. P is going to be your starting value. Okay? And you also said this part, so I'll get that in there too. Okay? All right. David, you did the most difficult question of all. What else do we know?
0.062 is that.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. The reason I want you to do that, given information on the left, and if anyone's taking physics now or next semester, it's going to be the same thing with those equations. Generally what happens is 3 things you know, 1 thing you don't. Okay, right? So this helps you to organize your questions and know what you're going to solve. Amy, I'd like to be brave, please, and to sub some numbers in the equation if you would.
800,000
Yeah.
equals 300,000
bracket 1 plus 0.062, or, sorry,
All right, great, excellent, tremendous, wonderful even. What does this question look like now? Yeah. The log stuff, right? That's why we learned the log stuff, one of the reasons. Okay? So with that said, Kirsten, what's the next step in the log process here?
do you have to divide it by 300 and to get
Very good. Okay. We're going to divide by 300,000. Now this looks like a messy question. Since I know that Albert doesn't like fractions, I'll do it in lowest terms for you. 800,000 divided by 300,000 is like 8 over 3. All right, if you want to call it 2.6666, that's fine as long as you use every decimal in your calculator. Okay, but you can do 8 over 3, I'll leave it as. I know I'm going through this quickly, I apologize. Is this making somewhat sense for people though? I hope. Okay. Madison T, what's the next step here, please?
Okay, well, I put it as a decimal, but.
That's okay? Yeah.
You just do log.
Yeah. So it's going to be log, I don't know the next word, somewhere in the room here. So it's going to be log of 8 over 3, or 2.66, equals log of 1.062 to the end. Now please remember the whole reason we log, because I remember she's not here, but Caitlin, who hopefully is watching this video right now online, because she asked me that she would be, told me on Wednesday, said we can do the calculations, we don't know why. Can someone explain to her why I had to use logs in this question? This corner has to come down, right? Because we can't solve this nicely. You can solve with an n here, no problem, but you can't in the exponent. All right, Brooke, next step here, please, is what? Very good. All right. Julia, are we ready yet or not yet? Calculator time. Okay, so like everyone put in their calculator. Julia will hopefully give us the right answer. No, you will, Julia. And everyone else can do it too? That's what I trust, but let's make sure.
Yeah.
Is that it? 305 was?
305.
305, okay. Now, what does this mean for Georgie?
16.305 years.
In over 16 years, this will happen. Now, this is scary. Okay? 6%, so maybe a little high for house prices, but not crazy, okay? Ask your parents if they've been living in their house for a while, what they bought their house for. Okay, my mother, who's a fine person, she bought her house for $35,000 back in 1975. She's like a grandmother now, okay? And now the house will be like $300,000 or where it was. The money that she paid for her house was less than what my brother and I borrowed for her university. Okay? So for a house, and this is what's happening in places like Toronto and Vancouver, houses go for this much. If you hang on to your house for 10 years or 15 years, you can make a lot of money on it. Okay? We'll talk about that when we get to being rich in a little bit. Are we okay with the first two examples before we move on to the next bit of trickery? Yeah. I pause the video and then I'm going to start. Example.